lines 3 through
Yes.
5?
Yes, sir.
So, in fact, Mr. Seal told you on November 14th, on the side, and he goes down, then I go down, and since he went down first, naturally, he got it.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? And Mr. Seal indicated that at the time he and Mr. Bartley were grabbing for the gun, that 14-year-old Kenny Bartley fumbled the gun and it changed hands, correct? Lines,
I don't recall. Is it in here?
if you could refer to lines 11 through 14 on page 7.
Okay.
And in fact, Mr. Seal told you, and then it flipped over to this hand, he must have lost it, then he grabbed it again. Is that what he indicated
That's
to you?
that's what the transcript says.
Now, at this point in time, he also told you that he thought the gun was a, quote, squirt gun, correct?
Yes.
And can you read to the jury exactly what his words were?
Which line do you have, sir?
Actually, it's line 14 on page 7.
Line 14, that's a squirt gun.
Now, in this statement, if I could refer you to page 15. Do you recall when you interviewed Mr. Seal that he was unsure about where Mr. Bartley brought a clip from to load the gun?
I don't recall that specifically.
All right. On page 15,
Yes, sir.
line 11, do you recall asking Mr. Bartley, where did that clip from? Do you recall what pocket or?
Right.
And Mr. Seal responded to you, I don't recall, but him being right-handed, it's probably in the same pocket.
Yes.
I don't know that. He didn't get it out in an abnormal position. He didn't twist or turn to try to go like this to get the clip. So at that point, Mr. Seals told you he really didn't know, but he thought the clip was in the same pocket as the gun, his right pocket, correct?
He does go on to say it might have been in the shirt pocket. He said he doesn't recall.
Well, that was my next question.
Oh, here you go.
And in the virtually the same breath, he indicated that the clip might have come from the shirt pocket, correct? And he tells you, I really don't recall.
Right.
So you would agree, would you not, that Mr. Seal was unclear regarding his recollection of how a clip was placed in the .22 Beretta, correct?
At the time of the statement, yes.
Now, you recall interviewing SRO Phillips?
I don't.
Let me refer you to page 6 of the statement that you took from Mr. Seal. Lines 5 through 7. Tell me when you're there, Agent Vincent.
Okay.
Isn't it true that Mr. Seal was unsure of whether or not Miss SRO Phillips had even left the room when this transpired, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. He's asking this witness to make a conclusion about what someone knew or didn't know.
Well, let's-
He can ask him about it.
And Mr. Seal on line 5. Now, I might have seen her leave, I might not have seen her leave, but I don't remember, I don't recall. Is that what he told you?
That is what he told me, yes.
Now, you also had occasion, did you not, to interview assistant principal peers, correct?
Correct.
And if we could have, may I approach this mark for identification, if it's not already been in. And after your interview of Mr. Pierce, you prepared a Tennessee Bureau of Investigation investigative report, correct?
Yes, sir.
We can have this mark. That's the next exhibit for ID. Let me show you what's been marked as Exhibit 57. Agent Benson asked if you can identify this document.
Yes, sir. That's the report I prepared.
And your testimony to the jury this morning would be that that report that you prepared was an accurate reflection of your interview, which was videotaped with Assistant Principal Pierce, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, he indicated to you, as referenced in your report, well, your report indicates that Mr. Pierce stated he had been approached by a student, Daniel Hamlin, who told Pierce that another student, Kenneth Bartley, had brought a gun to school, correct?
Yes, sir.
At no time in the video interview or in your investigative report did Mr. Pierce tell you that he thought a student may have a gun, or there was any uncertainty about whether Kenny Bartley had a gun in his cargo pocket, correct?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand the question.
Well, according to your report, he was very clear when you talked to him, and he said 2 students came to me, and they said Kenny Bartley had a gun in his right cargo pocket, correct? He didn't say may have a gun, correct?
Oh, okay. Yeah, didn't say that.
If I can have this marked as the next exhibit for identification. Have it? What number is that? 55? Let me show you a transcript of a video interview of November 14th and ask if you can identify that. It's the interview with Mr. Pierce. Do you recognize this transcript as an interview that you conducted with Mr. Pierce?
Yes, sir. I'm quite certain about that.
If I could direct your attention to page 3. Now, when you interviewed Mr. Pierce on November 14, 2005, and I'm going to refer to the diagram of the office that was introduced by the state, your case in chief, he told you that he didn't even know that Bruce was in the office, correct?
I'm sorry, without reviewing, I don't remember that. Okay.
Lines 23. Mr. Pierce, and then I didn't know that Bruce had come in, he'd come in, I didn't know it, he walked behind me. Next page, Mr. Bruce walked behind me and everything. That's what Mr. Seal told me. I don't even recollect that. I was keeping an eye on him.
Right.
So, shortly after this occurred, based on your video transcript of your audio-video interview, Mr. Pierce said he had no recollection of Mr. Bruce being in the room, correct?
Yes.
And the only reason he knew Mr. Bruce was in the room, that Mr. Seal had told him that, correct?
That is what he says.
So we know that Mr. Seal had to tell him that sometime between November 8th and November 14th, correct?
Call for a conclusion.
Well, based on your knowledge and experience as a TBI agent, wouldn't one assume that it would have to have happened after?
Objection as to assumptions.
All right, you can ask the question a different way.
He said that's what Seal told him, correct?
He said that's what Mr. Seal told him.
Now, he also told you that he had moved his chair prior to shots being fired by Kenny Bartley, correct?
I think that's correct, yes, sir.
And in fact, he stated, and I spooled around in my chair just to know so I could see him behind me, that he pulled the gun out, and Mr. Seal asked him, is that real or a toy or something to that effect, correct?
Yes, sir.
If I could refer you to page 5, lines 20. Mr. Pierce was also unsure about where a clip had originated from Mr. Bartley's person before he says it was loaded in the gun, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, Mr. Pierce told you, well, here was your question. When Kenny produced the clip for the gun, do you know where he got that from? The UN, again, if you don't remember, that's fine. Mr. Pierce told you, I think it came from the right pocket. No, it came from the left pocket because he had a gun in his right. Mr. Vincent, okay. And in somewhere of the left pockets he had, Mr. Vincent, one of his left pockets, cargo leg pockets. So you would agree that neither Mr. Pierce nor Mr. Seal had a very good recollection of where they say a clip came from, correct?
That would be fair.
In the statements, they said it came from the right pocket, possibly, correct? And they said it could have come from the left pocket, we really don't remember, correct? And they said it could have even come from the shirt pocket.
Yes, sir.
And we know that Pierce, according to your statements, has no recollection of even seeing Bruce in that room, correct?
Correct.
Your witness.
Hey, Vincent, where do these interviews take place?
At University of Tennessee Hospital.
And were the two individuals together, Mr. Pierce, Mr. Seal?
No, no, they weren't.
And where in the hospital did the interview with Mr. Seal take place?
In his hospital room.
Who else was present?
I'm quite certain myself and Captain Donald.
And can you describe how Mr. Seal looked during the interview?
Can we approach?
Benson, how was Mr. Seal dressed during this interview?
I don't recall specifically, I think hospital gown.
Okay. Now, what do you have before you there?
I see.
It's 56, this says 56.
It may have been, that's Mr. Seals, but I thought it was 56 for ID. That was 57, so I would assume that's correct.
Well, Your Honor, we'd like to move this, whether it was entered for ID or not, we'd like to move it into the exhibit now, Your Honor, it's 56.
For ID.
No, as an exhibit. So if it hadn't already, this would now be exhibit 56.
If we could just move all of those into the record, instead of moving some of them, so the video transcripts and the TBI reports, we can just. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's.
Now, referring to exhibit 56. Now we need to continue with this, we need to have the television brought out.
All rise. All rise, please. Be seated.